And welcome back, everyone, once again to the Diecast Dude Racing Network, your home for the Survivor Series. It's Group 7 on the track tonight. We've whittled down round 1 to the final 2 groupings. Group 8 will go off next week as scheduled. But right now, it's time for Group 7. And let's go ahead and meet these drivers on the track tonight. Starting on the front row, it's number 24, Wes Coasin, and he's driving in the 1963 Studebaker, the Friday the 13th vehicle, looking pretty dynamic. Alongside him in the front row will be no stranger to the channel. It's number 77, the Gray Wizard, and he'll be driving a 1957 Chevy. Great paint scheme on that car. Great looking ride. Starting in the back row will be number 57, Karmic Racing, and they'll be in the 1940 Ford two-door. That's a great looking ride as well. A lot of heavies on the track tonight. And rounding out this week's group will be none other than Scooter Roundwell in the number 64 1977 Dodge van. Great little chameleon green paint job that is. We'll see how it runs on the track this time. Group 7 ready and at the starting line, the starting grid today, brought to you by the Diecast Dude Racing Network. They're at the top of the hill for 4 laps. The top 2 will be advancing to the Dodge Barrel round. It is Wes Coasin on the inside, and it will be the Gray Wizard on the outside as they take off. The Gray Wizard with the early lead through the divided 180 in the chicanes, down to the open track through turn 3 and into the midsection before going through the 270. It is the Gray Wizard, followed by Scooter Roundwell, Karmic Racing there at the end. They get bottled up right through the intersection. That 1957 Chevy put it to the 1963 Studebaker and the 1977 Custom Dodge van. I tell you what, some old castings here tonight, and it just happens that they round up that way. As we look at the instant replay, we see the Gray Wizard with just too much power under the hood of that 1957 Chevy. The number 57 car, the 1942 door back there, driven by. And they go to the finish line. They get to the finish line. They get the 4th place finish. And after one race, we see early lead from the Gray Wizard, followed by Scooter Roundwell. He'll be in your number 2 position. Remember, the top 2 advancing to the next round. Wes Coasin and Karmic Racing, they'll be down there at the bottom. Karmic Racing putting together a good run on the channel. Like to see if they can at some point get to the next round. They will start on the front row. They'll be on the inside, and it will be that number 24 car, Wes Coasin. He'll be on the outside. He's going to get a push from the number 77 Gray Wizard as they get into the open track. The Gray Wizard falling back there as he gives a bump and a shove, and the Gray Wizard takes the lead. Fantastic overtake. And it will be Wes Coasin in second, Karmic Racing in that 1942 door. He'll be third, and Scooter Roundwell will be your 4th place finisher. 2 races down, everybody's finishing today. Everybody trying to get to that Dodge Barrel round. As we see, they are bunched up running into the open track. Wes Coasin with the early lead through turn 3. But here comes that 1957 Chevy driven by the Gray Wizard. He gives a nice little pump, a nice little safe bump, keeps him on the track, and Karmic Racing almost able to overtake as well, but Wes Coasin able to recover, and he'll get the 2nd place finish. The 12.338, just a little bit slower than the first lap won by the Gray Wizard, as he does wrap up 2 wins in a row, and that gives him 10 points. Wes Coasin right back there. He overtakes Scooter Roundwell for that 2nd position, and Karmic Racing, he'll be back there with the 3 points. Again, looking for the fastest lap for 2 points. We're looking for the top 2 drivers. We are up to race number 3. Scooter Roundwell makes his way to the front of the pack. He'll be on the inside, and Karmic Racing will be on the outside in that 1942 door. One more chance to get this done, as he is going to have a whole bumper full of Wes Coasin behind him, but it will be the 1977 Custom Dodge van driven by Scooter Roundwell through turn 3 first. He's going to have the Gray Wizard back there, but he's way back there. There goes Scooter Roundwell through the home stretch and into first place, and he will finish with an 11.822. That's going to be your mark set for the event right now. The Spirit of 64. Well done, getting down to the finish line first, ahead of the field. And he had a bumper full of the Gray Wizard at first, but he started to open up the distance there as he made it through the midsection of the track. The Gray Wizard was still back there. He never really gave a challenge to Scooter Roundwell as he makes it through the 270 into the home stretch and across the finish line for that valuable 5 points. And after 3 races, that's going to catapult him into the number 2 position. It will be the Gray Wizard leading after 3 races with 13 points. Scooter Roundwell right back there with 9. Wes Coasin and Karmic racing both not out of it yet. The Gray Wizard has punched his ticket to the front to the next round. He's in the front of the field. He'll make his second appearance on the front row as he'll start on the inside. Scooter Roundwell will be on the outside. He's trying to do everything he can to get into the next round. He'll be in second place as they come through the chicanes and into the open track. Wes Coasin falling back. Karmic Racing falling back even farther. They're not a contender. It will be the Gray Wizard winning, followed by Scooter Roundwell. And there goes Karmic Racing in the 1940 Ford two-door. Not going to be enough this time. Fourth place finishes don't add up too much. You must get across the finish line in first. And the Gray Wizard with all the momentum coming through the divided 180 into the open track. Scooter Roundwell not wanting to let him go. He knew he needed to win or be second. He had to finish in front of those guys behind him, and he did just that. He will not capture the fastest lap, as this one will go to the Gray Wizard in that race for lap 11.069. Great job by that Gray Wizard team as they knock down 3 first places. They get the bonus 2 points for the fastest lap, and it will be the Gray Wizard and Scooter Roundwell in that 1977 custom Dodge van. They'll be moving on to the Dodge Barrel Round. They put on a great show. Those cars got beat up, they got banged up, but all 4 finished all 4 laps. And it is the Scooter Roundwell, number 64. It is the Golden Owl team. Gray Wizard and the number 77, 1957 Chevy, both of them looking well. They are on their way to the Dodge Barrel Round. We will see them in action. They are going to be the first 2 drivers in Group D. That is all the time we have for us for this show today. We want to thank everyone for watching and tuning in once again to the Diecast Dude Racing Network. You have been watching the Survivor Series, a bit of a story unfolding here as we are down to the final group, and we have some DNQs here that did not qualify. We're going to have to sort that out next week. We have emergency drivers on standby that will be for next week. We will resume as scheduled. We will get that spot filled, and we will wrap up round 1 here at the Survivor Series on the Diecast Dude Racing Network. Once again, it's that team, the Golden Owl team, their driver, the Gray Wizard, he and Scooter Roundwell driving for the Spirit of 64. They move on to the Dodge Barrel Round. They're the first 2 drivers in Group D. We will have a guest driver next week, and we will see who joins them and wraps it up. That's it. We will see everyone next week. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next week, folks.